Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fabulous episode of 10 Forward, episode 7. Guess what? We're going to talk some Trek news. We're going to talk some Picard. We're going to talk some food service stories. We're going to swap some stuff today. We're going to have some fun, and it's all part of a bigger plan, because right after we're done here, we're going to head on over to Movie Madness Entertainment and hang out with our good old buddy Max. But until then, let's get going.
Something new from Focus 3.
Hey, what's happening? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope I sound okay. Kind of had the funk lung the last few days, so needless to say, kind of a little on the crusty side. But anyways, sorry I'm late. Last minute domestic capacities, all part of harmonious living. No worries. Let's get right down to it. I'm going to try to streamline things today. Only go for about an hour. Max's stream starts up in about 50 minutes from now. But it's going to be great. We're going to end up over here back at the lounge tonight. Oh, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Mr. Wayne, yeah, welcome. Anthony, hey, Brian, how was your day? My day was pretty chill. Honestly, this is my real first day off in like a month. Or at least it feels like it. I'm happy to kind of just settle in a little bit and kind of get, kind of get to feel like I'm at home again, which is nice. Let's see here. That dude Vince. Hey man, what's going on? Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Let's see here. No, I'm not doing a Max. I'm here. Estella, what's happening? Welcome. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, it was even worse because the hot water was out. So it was trying to wash dishes with cold water is not fun. It's very difficult. Dark Star, hey, what's going on? Yes, the dishes are done. I still have the hands to prove it. Or at least most of the ones that they need to get some of the stuff for dinner going. I said, as soon as I'm done, I'll probably have to go back and whip the rest of it out. But I need hot water. The hot water's out. Let's see here. Yes. We'll get to that. I might, if you're available, Vince, I might send you a link real quick for that. Let's see here. Thank you. I appreciate it. A little bit of that's kind of what I did today. I put in a little bit of work on some of the visuals and whatnot for the channel for the show. Let's see here. Right? That's what I thought. That's what I said. Thank you, Filmora Wondershare. Let's see here. CJH, hey, how's it going? Awesome, awesome. No, I was mostly referring to the quality of my voice, not the audio should be fine. I haven't had much issue with that. Oh, yes. That is something I cannot wait for, and it is going to happen. Uh, yes, it does. Hey, RJ, what's going on, man? Welcome. And Cylon, hey, how you doing, buddy? I appreciate y'all being here. It's good times. Anyways, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of why we're really here, and that's to talk about Star Trek. Okay, so anyways, Star Trek Picard last Thursday had an episode called Watcher. You know what? I'm gonna try to maybe a little background music. What the hell? It was an okay episode. It was directed once again by Leah Thompson, who I think she did a great job. There were a few bits and pieces and callbacks in the episode that I really enjoyed, like the callback to, you know, Star Trek 4 with, the punk on the bus played by Kirk Thatcher. That was really cool. The updated version of the punk song, I enjoyed that as well. But other than that, I mean, there was more down for me this week than there were ups, unfortunately, to steal from culture, or just sorry, Trek culture. I think, see, yes, okay, like this is what I had an issue with. Okay, so if the guy on the bus is the same guy from the same timeline, all this kind of stuff. Here's what I have to say. This is how I understand time travel. I might be wrong. I'm not a physicist. Okay, so if the future is bad, you go back in time to the point where the future goes bad, the past from that point onward is still the same, correct? That would mean, so, Scotty, I don't think that's going to happen. This is the first one I really didn't like either. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But so Time Zero still should have happened. Data's head should still be in that cave. Picard still met Guinan in the 1870s or whatever. That didn't make any sense to me. She should have recognized him straight off. And I did not like the recasting. They should have de-aged Whoopi Goldberg. I think it would have been better that way. But that's just my personal opinion. That was one of the things that like my old Trek brain was going like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No, it's not a completely different reality, because if the timeline is the same, if we're going to draw a straight line, okay, and this is the point where it goes bad, and this is where the branch timeline goes off, and they're in this future, and they have to go back to that point to fix it, it's still anything that happened before that would happen. Like I don't know, man. Okay, that would be plausible. I'm sure we'll find out that like Picard is some kind of like Destiny's spaceman or something. But yeah, no. The main thing I didn't like about it is that, yeah, exactly. That's it right there. I mean, you can't, and then you have all these like Twitter physicists like sitting there trying to tell you otherwise, and you just think to yourself, you're like, oh man, like that doesn't jive with me very well. I mean, I guess it works with like Avengers Endgame time travel, I guess, but no, not so much. But no, so that the whole Guinan thing that kind of bothered me a little bit with the recast, and I mean, hell, they should have just kept her as old Guinan. Who cares, man? Who got it? Fans would have got it. They'd understood. I just I just didn't like the hyperbole of the whole episode. I mean, I get it. Life is rough. The last 4 years haven't, or 5, 6 years haven't been really good as a society as a whole. Um, eh, I just didn't need to see it or ramped up in that context. I love Star Trek for positive reasons, and this one just kind of hit on all the negative reasons why. It's like, no, no, I don't need to see 2024 being horrible. Like, I mean, I know it is, but like, come on, man. It's all good. Yes, and then Q at the end, that was very unsettling. And I'm kind of wondering if it leads into what I'm going to talk about next, which is a little bit of news. Um, Hopefully next week saves us. The episode's called Fly Me to the Moon. Looks like we're going to have Brent Spiner back as we'll have Brent Spiner back as one of the Soong family members, which is really nice. I'm wondering if something had to do with the Q Continuum as well. Let's see here. Yeah, this episode was actually everything that has been saying the show is, and it hasn't been, but this episode was. No, I agree. Like this episode just wasn't. It was like everything they said that was wrong with this show in this show, and it kind of hurt me a little bit. But we're gonna move on. This is from trekmovie.com. Those sons of bitches who Rick rolled us all with Benjamin Harrison. I'll never forget that. Fly Me to the Moon, the 5th episode of Picard's new season, is titled Fly Me to the Moon, which could have been taken literally or possibly for reference for the song made by Frank Sinatra. And the episode directed by Star Trek The Next Generation's Jonathan Frakes. Leah Thompson, who directed the previous 2 episodes, returns to play a new role. And the episode should feature some new familiar faces, including Brent Spiner, playing another member of the Soong family, as well as a mysterious new character. It debuts on Paramount Plus Thursday, March 31st, which is in 2 days from now. So we're going to get to see Brent Spiner come back. I'm assuming, he's doing some kind of genetic research, because I know the Soongs were kind of into that at that point in time for Enterprise. Let's see here. And then we get to see Leah Thompson's character. I'm wondering if it's some kind of a board. She's playing Dr. Diane Werner. So that should be really fun. I always love Marty McFly's mom. And we also had the Watcher, who is Laris, played by Orla Brady, who is amazing. And I hope we get to see so much more of her. Obviously, Patrick Stewart Picard. Oh, okay, all right. So we actually might be getting some space stuff. Oh man, this looks good. All right, so I take it back. This next week of Picard should be fantastic. Yeah. That being said, rock and roll. Yeah, Renee Picard. We're gonna get some stuff. So apparently the chick at the end of the last episode was a Picard. So I'm wondering if well, obviously that's got to be an ancestor of some sorts. But continuing Star Trek news on a more upbeat tone, something that's pretty interesting. So the Wise Cut is coming to Paramount Plus. Right? Hoping for space stuff in a Star Trek show is problematic. That's Scotty. I'm telling you, man, we're on the same wavelength here. I would be okay. Like, at least the first season had space travel. Like, this season does not have any of it. And I'm just like, oh no. But I get it. Oh, and I did. Oh, she was reading Dixon Hill. Okay, that's right. But has anybody watched the director's cut of Star Trek: The Motion Picture? Let's see here. I just put it on because my my nose is stuffed up, and I didn't want to hear too much mouth breathing, or at least try to control it as much as possible. but but anyways, I will watch this when it comes out. I love Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It takes a few watches to kind of get into it, but oh yeah, Star Trek: The Motion Sickness in 4K. Maybe that'll help. I know the end it's like such a kaleidoscope, especially like when he's going through V'ger. Yeah, I wish I was on a certain type of mushroom just to enjoy that a little further. Let's see here. You avoid the motion picture for the most part. Hey man, I can understand that. For me, the music is just the whole reason why. Um, Jerry Goldsmith did a phenomenal job in the music in that movie. I mean, yes, it takes like 15 minutes for them to, for the shuttle to get to the Enterprise, and for us to see the glory of the movie version of it. But like, Ilea's theme at the beginning is one of my favorite songs from Star Trek. Like, I will play the soundtrack to that movie while I'm playing Star Trek Online. I'll mute the game. It's fun. Let's see here. But yeah, no, and I understand though. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Let's see here. April 5th is First Contact Day in the Star Trek universe. Oh, which also reminds me, when April 5th comes along, or around that time, I'm thinking we're going to do a Star Trek First Contact watch party. It'll be the 4th, so that'll be fine. It'll work out with First Contact because that's when they actually show up in the past. So, and yes, it'll be another movie with Jerry Goldsmith's score. He did the music for First Contact, which is amazing. But on every year I watch it. So next week and 10 forward, we'll try to do a watch party of some sort. I basically, what I did last year was I had given the link to where people could find it or watch it, and then we would just watch along, kind of provide audio commentary, as it were. But anywho, yeah, heck yeah. I mean, and I'll get as many people on as I can. Like, I don't know, we'll try to do something like Enosh normally does with the watch parties. Is we'll have it split. Like, I'll have the YouTube stream up, but we'll actually watch it on Twitch. So that should be kind of interesting. Yeah, it'll be at the same time. We'll do it at 5:00. I'll ask Max to push his stream back a little bit. I'll even see if he wants to join. If anybody wants to come on and watch First Contact next week, we will do that, because I love that movie, and honestly, First Contact Day, you can't not do that. You know what I mean? So, anyways, no, this is great. April 5th, First Contact Day in the Star Trek universe, is celebrated in real life. To avoid any confusion, this is not an enhancement of the theatrical version of the motion picture, but rather an enhancement of the 2001 director's cut of the movie. Added, trimmed, and removed certain scenes from the 1979 release. I liked the director's commentary, or the director's cut, way better. Yeah, absolutely, man. The more the merrier. Like I said, dude, First Contact's one of my favorite Star Trek movies. So like, I would love to have as many Star Trek fans on to talk about one of the better of the Next Generation movies. Oh, the third movie. It was the first movie I saw first Star Trek movie I saw in theaters. I saw the trailer for it during Independence Day. When I saw that in theaters, that was intense. I liked Independence Day in the theaters. It was pretty cool. Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
Oh, this is my first day back, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, got hospital.
Oh, no.
I was like, man, you know what? Do I have enough strength to get on and talk some Star Trek? And then I was like, it'll be easy because this episode was shit. So, so it'll be easy
Basically, yeah,
Um,
I kind of just glossed over it. It was really that bad.
yeah, I don't remember much. I remember being on Inash's stream. This is a true story. I remember being in Inash's stream, and then I left to watch Tron. And I watched Tron back to back, and I felt the fever coming on, right?
Yeah.
Next thing I know, they're packing me in ice at the ER, man.
Damn,
my
bro.
fever wouldn't dip below 105. Then I got to come home for a day, and they made me go back in for tests, and they kept me a couple more days. I don't know, man. I've been sick since like Wednesday or Thursday, man. This is the first day I felt like normal.
Shit, man.
And I was like, well, shit, I'll go on and talk about some Star Trek, man.
There you go.
Since it wasn't hard. I just watched that episode today. And I was
Yeah.
like, this episode's awful.
Well, it's like I didn't want a reminder of how bad current day is, like in a hyperbolized fashion, to where it was just like,
Oh, ultra, uber, hyper, like just like the opening scene when they go in there and they're like, we're looking for our friend. And they're like, well, they'll probably let the female doctor out. But they're going to keep your friend because racism. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I
I'm
get
just
it.
like, yeah,
It's like,
they're just,
dude.
I get it, man, but Star Trek has always been one of those things where they would talk about that stuff, but it would be not as subtle, just like not as in your face about it, and that was one of my issues with it,
The
unfortunately.
car chase was cool. I was like, oh, that's cool to see Seven driving an actual car. I don't know how she would know how to drive, but you know.
Well, no, that's it though. I mean, well, I mentioned she would have had some kind of like
Or road
Borg
signs,
knowledge
or-
kind of thing, but then again, she
What
wasn't
did you
Borg.
say? Borg College?
Well, I mean, because she would have the knowledge from the Borg on how to operate a vehicle. I imagine.
Oh,
because
maybe.
At one
But-
point in time, somebody from the past had been assimilated by the Borg, and that knowledge
Yeah.
had been added to the collective.
I don't know how many. Yeah, I might guess. And that's funny though when you think about it and all the Star Wars stuff. You never really see any planets like ours,
True.
especially in that Delta Quadrant. It's just like cubes and species 9.5732 or whatever the hell it is.
Yep. But no.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not missing this, man. There's so much shit going on. I'm not missing my Monday. Mondays are my favorite. We get to talk food and Trek, and we don't have to fucking argue about
Nothing.
J.J. Abrams or Zack Snyder. Or that shit.
Oh, that's
I
later
did-
tonight.
Yeah, I did catch the whole slap fiasco. Man, I don't even really have an opinion. It's whatever.
Honestly,
dude,
I don't
you know?
either. Like, part of me is like my wrestling fan. Part of my head's like, nah, this shit's fake.
No,
It's-
it's real. It's
This
real.
kayfabe, you know.
That's what I remember thinking. It was kayfabe, and I'm like, no, Chris Rock is not just gonna sign on to be humiliated like that.
True.
You know, and they're not gonna let Will Smith drop F-bombs like that and cut the feed and the audio and have it on every news outlet. And no, it was just, look, we got to remember that for whatever reason, that was the straw that broke the camel. I think Will's having some sort of mental breakdown. He's going through some shit. I don't know. We're all human. We all mess up, and just
True.
because they make $100 million a week and get to go to
Yeah.
all, they're still people, dude. So other
At the
than
end
that, I
of
was
the day,
like,
yeah.
yeah. And so I was like, all these people just ramping it up, like, I agree with Chris, and well, I agree with Will, and well, I think I'm like, look,
It's
dude,
just like, God
it's
damn.
dumb. Two boys got into it, and they'll be friends in a week.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like
now-
that whole thing, like, opinions. Everyone has an opinion on this, and it's like opinions are like a-holes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. It's like, it's hard to get across. Like,
That is literally the first thing I've seen, at all, like coming home, and it was all over, and now you can't escape it. It's
everywhere.
everywhere. And all these people. That's just like when I was busting balls with everybody about the Morbius thing.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't give a shit about this movie. Then you didn't get your little Spider-Man fix. Oh, and by the way, Raise your hand if you were right. I was right. Yep, they put all that stuff in there anyway. You still got your Spider-Man fix, just like I said you would. And the movie's still garbage, you know. So, but nobody cared about this stuff, and then the slap rode around the world, and I honestly don't care about it. Like,
No.
I might watch Tron again tonight. That might be what I do, man.
I look at it, it's none of my business. It's none of our business. And I understand when you put it on a public display like that, it kind of makes it people's
Public
business.
figures, and you are making it. But what I mean is, none of us have the right to judge those men.
No, of course not.
We don't have a right to judge Chris on the joke. We don't have a right to judge Will for what he did. I will say the man's having a mental breakdown, and that's about it. And Stella, the memes are funny, but I at what point do you sit back and go, years and years worth of memes and your life being on public display like that? At what point do the memes start to contribute to your breakdown? You know, I was wondering that today, you know, like, I don't care. I still think the memes are funny, but I'd rather talk Star Trek. And
no, it's quite all right.
But so you guys saw it as it happened, huh?
No, I was on stream, but it didn't matter. But we do have a new cure from the makers of Master of None's butt bomb. We have Master of None's aspirin for that pain in the ass that won't quit.
Wait, is that how you spell aspirin?
It's with 2 S's instead of 1.
No. Is it PIRIN? Aspirin?
Yes, I looked it up.
See, I would have messed that up on a spelling bee.
I thought it was aspirin. I was like, oh, like PRIN.
I completely. Speaking of Stella, how have you been? How has Stella been? I've been gone for like a week, dude. Like, I don't remember. And I'm gonna be honest, fever dreams. I think it's funny that me and Eox were joking around about fever dreams, and I fucked around and started having some. Because I don't remember any of this week, dude. It's all blurred to me, dude. Dude, it's so bad. And then with me being a cancer survivor, you know, it takes my immune system that much longer to bounce back.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, it's been a rough week, but I'm like, nah, I still come on and talk some Star Trek, even though I don't know, man. That episode was so. Remember last week when I was like, why'd they have to end with that ice stuff? You know what I mean? Plus, that's so 2018. You know what I mean? The whole
of course
immigration stuff. I mean, I'm like, I don't get it. You know, like, we get it, man. You know, we really do. I don't mind talking about that kind of stuff, or even being, you know, certain people being held accountable at some point. But when you've beat the horse to the point that it's dead, then it got like reincarnated as a dragon, and you beat the dragon to death too. Like, it just. And that's what this episode felt like. Even though why didn't they bring Whoopi back? I don't understand what happened. Why who's this new girl?
Yeah,
that is Guinan, right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
That whole thing that got everybody like, all right. You're welcome, Cylon. You're welcome. But no, and that was my whole thing, because people on Twitter were trying to explain like, oh, it's a different reality. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. You still have to go back in time. Anything that happened before that fracture point where they're at now still happened. So, no.
I get it. I'm still gonna stick
Either
with
way.
it. I like it. The Borg Queen. I always dig her. You know, no matter who's playing her. Even though I like what's her name the most.
Yeah, Alice Krieg was badass.
But I could tell by Scotty's like just like. Yeah, man. Let's talk about Will and then move on. So I guess that has that been in like a hot top? Of course, it broke. It's been a hot topic.
That's what's going to be talked about the rest of the night. I think.
So people are already drained on it. I'm already drained over it.
Yeah,
I just thought it was weird.
My thing was like, I'm gonna eat a bowl of my business flakes and drink it down with some none of my business milk, and have a fun day having it be none of my business. So I don't mind. All right.
Wait, what is that in the background? Is that a Sylvia? What do you got in the background there?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
This is the 2018 AutoZone Ford Mustang.
Oh, it is a Mustang. Wow, it's it's almost got an ass in like a Supra or something now.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, I like this body style of the Mustang. It's a lot better than the like the early 2000s and the 80s versions that I hated so much.
I don't know. I like the uh I like the no, I get it, Scotty. I assume that I haven't been home and been on the internet, but I assume it's been for the past 24 hours. That's all anyone's been talking about.
Oh, basically.
Um, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
true, Vince. They should have chose a different character to avoid that time zero stuff. That's true. They could have. But
Wow.
yes,
Yeah, that's how out of it I am.
I have a new
I'm bouncing
set.
back though, man. This is the first time I
Oh,
felt
no
normal,
worries,
so
man. Welcome back. No,
I'll get my head back in the game.
I'm very happy to have you back. So, anyways, we have a new segment here on 10 Forward called Adventures in Food Service, uh, where we discuss some of our favorite interactions at places that we frequent from both sides of the argument, from the customer's perspective as well as the employee's perspective. So, should be fun. Like to try to focus more on the positive side of stories, uh,
I've
or fun
never worked
or
in. That's
funny
not true,
ones.
actually. I did work in that industry. At one point, I worked at a Chinese restaurant.
There
I
you go.
was a dishwasher. It was my first job, dishwasher delivery, and I made a lot of money, man, on tips. But then I became into a little arch criminal, and I had little code words like if somebody said they wanted this kind of sauce on their uh, egg rolls,
The spicy Szechuan.
they really wanted something else that I was
Yeah,
selling at the time.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you ask for the Bob Marley extra crispy.
Yeah, but this is back when you could
Tenacious
get in
D
trouble for
reference.
it. Now it's completely legal where I'm at.
True, true. I don't know about Reddit. That's terrible. What?
But yeah, I don't really have any. I don't think I've ever had a bad or a good experience working.
Yeah, I've had a few. You know, as far as the fun ones, it's always just kind of simple misunderstandings that you can kind of laugh off afterwards. Not necessarily like the big ones, like oh my god, that person was super rude or this, that, and the other thing. You know, uh, I can't. The ones I can't stand are like the ones that have to, you know, they become like Martin Scorsese's. They have to bust out the phone and like, oh, you see
The
this
Karens.
person? You see this person losing their mind at a store? I'm gonna get him on camera. You know, it's just like, dude, okay, like of all the things, like, nah. So, yeah. Um, and then you kind of, honestly, though, the Karens kind of make your day sometimes because those are the ones that create some of the biggest misunderstandings. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. A Reddit post.
I've never met a real life one.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun day when you realize that there's Karens all around you. You just have to wait for them to reveal themselves.
They do. Yeah, yeah. I think I did catch a little bit of the after. Okay, the after. Wait. Okay, you know, you streamed with Max for a little bit last night, so I did catch a little tiny bit of that,
hmm
but it was towards the end. And by
Yeah,
then I was
we
like,
tried not to talk about it too much last night because of just we just wanted to be kind of sensitive about it. But later on, that was what was
oh,
talked
the will.
about.
Oh, I just meant you streamed with him. Yeah, that.
Oh,
Honestly, I don't care. It's not my job to. I don't care. I really don't care. You know what? It's funny and it's content. And yeah, it's great, and all the people that didn't. But in the end of by the end of the day, I'm not going to judge either of those dudes. But at the same time, I don't give a shit about two multimillionaires' problems. Like I don't care, bro.
true,
Your
true.
problems ain't the same problems as my problems, man.
No, completely detached. Completely detached. Let's see here. Got. Let's see. From the Reddit forum Tales from Food Service. Speaking of Karens, Karen tries to get free food. All right, so I work at a Mexican restaurant. I have been working there for about 2 weeks, and all went well until 2 days ago. You see, I'm the cashier of the place, and I take the orders. I put the lids on them, and there you go. And then I bag them. Okay. All right, I get that. I was having a good day until Karen arrives. Karen comes to me and she orders 12 burritos. Now, where I work, we charge extra for the burritos that are smothered with sauce. When she comes forward to the register, that's when the chaos comes. Oh, thank you, Lord Jasonese. I appreciate it. Yeah, right. Well, we're about to delve lower into humanity by finding out what this Karen has to say. I put down all the burritos she had ordered, gave her a total $122 for all those burritos, and she says, "Why is the price so high? It should be at least $50." Then I tell her, "Ma'am, the burritos cost extra because you put sauce on top." But that's not how the other Mexican restaurant does it, she says with an angered tone. "I'm sorry, but we're not them." So they do cost extra with sauce on top here. Then she tries to turn the computer around, and I back her off. Okay.
She like reached over the counter trying to grab the computer.
Wow.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
She then
That's
tells
aggressive, bro.
I want to speak to your manager right now. I call for my manager. She tells the Karen the same thing I told her. "Ma'am, it costs extra when you get burritos with sauce on top. That's how it's always been and will be." The Karen tells the manager, "I didn't order my burritos to be smothered. Your cashier here smothered them for me. You need to fire him now." Oh my God, really?
Why is it always that? That's the new norm.
Dang. Trying to cancel you in real life.
Just like real life. I want your whole livelihood taken away. You got kids to feed? Fuck them. I want you fired because you put extra anchovies on my pizza.
Yeah.
Like,
How
what?
dare you son of a bitch. I said, "My manager, knowing that I'm a good person and that I don't know how to make burritos there, knew that she was lying. Ma'am, he didn't go anywhere near the line. I'm so sure of it." Then the Karen yelled, "You're just trying to defend him, ignore him, and just get rid of him." Wow. Ma'am, if you don't calm yourself down, I'll have to call the police. The Karen packs her purse and then storms out. Oh, wow. There's a follow-up. 2 days later, I see Karen again. She comes to me with a receipt. Says, "I came here yesterday to pick up my free meal." I was confused because I didn't know what free meals. So I asked my coworker. She said, "We don't unless they have a free meal card." Okay, that makes sense. So I go back to the Karen to dismiss her, but she refuses to leave without her free meal. Then I go get the manager to tell her the problem. My manager tells me that the Karen that we don't serve customers free meals unless they're offered a free meal card. Blah blah blah. Okay, they're lying. This receipt says that I get a free meal. Okay. My manager sees the receipt and the words written "free meal" by hand. Oh wow! So the Karen wrote it herself. Amazing.
Wow, dude.
30 minutes later, Karen comes back saying, "I dropped my food. Is there any way to get a free meal again?" My manager, who was with me counting money, said, "I'm sorry, but you've wasted your free meal. You'll have to pay for your next one." The woman lets out a scream and storms out, but as she leaves, her purse got stuck in the door. Oh, my coworkers and managers were laughing at her hard for the rest of the week. We didn't see the Karen again. Hopefully, we never see her again. Oh, wow. There wasn't much to write about it. You're welcome to use it in your video. Please send the link. Okay. Yeah. Anywho, wow.
You know what I see in the future, like as the norm? Bouncers for restaurants. Like they have a bar, like straight Roadhouse shit. Like Roadhouse, that Patrick Swayze movie, but for like Olive Garden.
No, dude. Okay, so like perfect story. Okay. At the Jersey Mike's I work at, there was a DoorDash driver, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes DoorDash drivers can be a bit pushy. I mean, they'll show up early and be like, "Hey, where's my food?" It's like, "Hey, bro, we got a line, man. We got to help them first, so you can wait." That's why they put you in the drive-through. But anyways, this particular DoorDash driver started talking shit. So one of my employees, I wasn't there at the time, but one of the employees that was working for us didn't take too kindly to it. So he's like, it kind of escalated. "Do you want to take this outside?" kind of situation. Dude was like, "You won't do nothing." And he's like, the employee was like, "Bet." Walked around the counter, I fucking slapped the phone out of him. Out of his hands. Yeah. So my thing about that is get the DoorDash driver's information too, because
Yeah.
yeah, he kind of instigated that one there. But it doesn't excuse it doesn't excuse what he did or anything like that. And obviously he got fired, but like, yeah, it's nuts,
I
dude.
did go.
I can see a Roadhouse
turned in-
bouncer at a freaking at a restaurant.
Absolutely. I went Karen mode one time myself as a grown man. I was so mad at GameStop. I lost my shit right there. Christmas holiday and everything. I drove an hour to one GameStop because they said they had 360s in, and I was trying to get one for my son, for my stepson, and I drove all the way there, and they're like, "No, we don't have any here. You got to go to this other GameStop, which is the other hour." So I called them ahead of time and I said, "Is this the manager?" "Yeah, you have Xbox 360s in." With the this is when the black ones first came out, and it went.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was such a big deal because it went from like it went from the arcade one to the black elite one or whatever. So that's what I was trying to get, man. And
It actually had the hard drive built in.
yeah, so I drive all the way there, and after I'd called them twice and asked them, and they're like, "Nah, man, we're sold out. Who told you we had any?" I said, "Well, the guy on the phone sounded a lot like you." "Oh, we haven't had any calls here in the past couple hours, bud." And I'm like, "Well, hold on. I'm going to take my phone out." I don't know, those razors, those flip out razors, those katanas. And I don't know why. That's like my favorite phone ever until they became touchscreen. So I opened my phone and I said, "I'm just going to hit redial. Watch." I hit redial and all the phones in the store start ringing. Right. And, I flipped out, man. I knocked over all the game formers. I flipped the thing with all the used games in it. And, oh man, the cops came. I got in trouble. I didn't get arrested, but yeah, man, I had my Karen moment. Like I wigged out, man. Because I didn't like that this guy was like. Back then, I wouldn't even know what the term gaslighting was.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like that this guy was like. Just being real dismissive and telling me how crazy I was, and he just saw me hit the redial button. I didn't dial the number, I hit redial, and your whole store lit up. I mean, I don't know. But the chick manager there was cool. And you know what's crazy is I go to that GameStop a lot now, and they hold like all the new Star Wars stuff for me or all the pre-order stuff, and they're real cool with me now. But that's like one of their favorite stories right around Christmas time. "Oh, you should have seen this guy like 10 years ago. He flipped the fuck out on us and wanted to kill everybody." And I'm just like, I wouldn't go that far, man. I threw a couple empty video game,
Yeah, right.
cases, and I did knock
Turbo.
I did have to buy all the game formers though. I ruined those or was it? It might have just been Xbox, whatever the magazines are, man. I just flung them, and they hit the shelf with all the DS games. Oh man, that's what I get though, man. I got a temper sometimes. I'm way more chill now than I used to be.
That dude, my Karen moment was when I went to see The Rise of Skywalker, and the theater had already sold out of the special edition buckets. Oh man, and that the follow up's even worse.
Employees had gotten all the buckets. Oh, I would be mad, dude.
Oh yeah, heated.
Because
hey Rhea, how are you?
Even if the movie wasn't that great, Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker, if there's swag, I want my fucking swag. So you better give me my swag.
I want my special edition Last Jedi cup, even though I hated the movie. No.
When Ghosts, even though it ended up not being a very good movie or game, Call of Duty Ghosts came out, they were giving all this swag away, like little Lego Call of Duty dudes and Eminem posters. I guess Eminem, I must have forgot. I must have not. They had posters of Riley, which was the dog in that game, and then I guess Eminem did something with Call of Duty for that game. They were giving all these posters. And I got all my swag then, but I can't get my Ray bucket. I better get my Ray bucket. If I want my Ray bucket, I'm getting my Ray bucket. I'd have been mad. I'd have flipped out. Did you kick the popcorn machine over?
Right? Just Where's the damn popcorn? I want to speak to the manager. This is an outrage.
Especially when you're paying that much. Okay? Because for what they're going to charge you for that bucket of popcorn, you could probably buy 10 of those buckets off eBay.
My thing has always been like expectation. Like, okay, so when you go to a particular place, what do you expect? Like, if you go to Taco Bell, do you expect like filet mignon, bacon wrap with mushrooms and blue cheese?
No, I expect food
all
that
the
I'm going to
fixins?
eat that's going to be delicious for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to feel guilty about it for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
You know, because it's such shitty food. It's horrible food.
Yeah.
I don't really deal with the junk food too much anymore. I hardly mess with any kind of sugar or sweets, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
At my age now, with the stuff I got going in my body, it'll kill me. You know, but every once in a while, I want a couple McDoubles, hold the pickles, add mayo.
Right?
You know, but I'll smash them both in the car, and by the time I get home, I'll feel like shit. I'll feel all run down and crappy. You will never realize how the way your body reacts to certain foods until after you've cleansed your body of all that shit that you put in it, and then you put it back in your body later, and you're like, wow, why did I ever like this shit? A McNugget? I can't even look at a McNugget now. But every once in a while, I have my days.
They can't even do that. No, I hear you. For me, I'll do the. I still haven't like gotten that out of my system entirely, but I've cut back like drastically. I think I had Taco Bell last week, and that was it.
Yeah, well, I'll still do Taco Bell once in a while, but that's because it's like Taco Bell. It's not as greasy or as unhealthy as you would think. It's just a lot of beans and cheeses, man. And I'll get one of those Cravers boxes or whatever for $5 with the little cinnamon twisty things that come in it and the burrito or whatever. But I'll smash that whole box, and then my stomach I'll feel like I'm gonna shit myself. I'll be like, oh God, why did I eat that? It's horrible.
Yeah.
No, my only weakness, believe it or not, my only vice now, my main vice is energy drinks. That's it. Not soda, not sweets, not just energy drinks, man. Of course, there's enough sugar in those energy drinks to kill you.
Yeah. No, that's true. I stopped drinking those. I haven't had an energy drink in months.
Well, I used to drink them to offset the meds they had me on.
Junk food's good. Oh, because it kind of downs you out, kind of.
Yeah, so I would take the energy drink, but then after, I don't know, man. I just said, I don't know if I want to be on these meds anymore. I don't like the way I feel when I don't have them. I mean, it's not like dope sick coming off heroin or something dumb shit like that, you know, like train spotting.
Yeah, no, but it's.
But I've had it.
You can feel it though, to where it's like it kind of
sucks. So I've been off the stuff for like 8 days now, and I've been in the hospital. I've been sick, and I don't know. Today's the first day I feel really good, so I don't think I'm gonna get back on the meds anymore. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
There you go.
You know, I do find my little gummies, my edibles, man. You know.
Those are always good. I had some sleep ones that were fantastic.
Have you ever tried melatonin?
I have, but it doesn't work for me.
It works for me, but man, if you don't catch that window,
yeah,
you get all shaky and
it's kind of weird.
Dude, I don't like it at all.
No. I had like some melatonin gummies, and I did them for a little while. And they would help me sleep for a little bit, but
yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, Ray. I'm feeling a lot better. But 2 trips to the hospital in 6 days, man, that wasn't very fun. You know, it was fun though. Nah, maybe I don't want to embarrass her. I'll just leave it. I'm not going to bring it up. Let's just say I saw Ray in action, laying down the law yesterday.
Oh yeah, no.
I was
scared. I was like, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
I was like, whoa. At first I thought, what? Is she in a bad mood? Is she mad at somebody? And then I was just like, no, she just wants a little order in her life at that moment.
It made sense, especially when everyone's just trying to yell over each other.
Yeah.
It happens all too often. No, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And it's not even a narcotic. Trust me, I've been on the narcotics before. The Vicodin, the Percocet, the OxyContin.
Oh, yeah,
I've been on it all, and I didn't like it. So I was like, I don't want to be on this stuff no more. And that was a hard nut to kick. And the doctors are the ones that strung me out. The doctors are the ones that turned me into a damn pill junkie. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I laid on a bathroom floor for 3 weeks. detoxing, kicking from that shit, but haven't touched any pain meds in 12 years. But then they put me on some new stuff. They say it's not habit forming, it's not a narcotic, it's called gabapentin. It's
It's still, I
yeah,
yeah.
it's a diabetic medication, but it dulls your nerves so your neuropathy don't hurt so bad. But then I noticed whenever I would run out of the stuff, I would feel like shit, you know. And I'm like, well, if I'm detoxing this time, I'm just gonna be done with it, you know. But I've only ever had to detox 2 times in my whole life, and both times it was something the doctors put me on.
Yeah.
Because I ain't never had problems with Xanax or Klonopins or drug abuse or none of that shit, you know. Well, the painkillers, but I didn't know I was,
No,
you know what I mean. I
that's the
didn't
thing about
know that I was
those.
abusing them. I was just on them, you know. And then to come to find out that, because I don't know if anybody's talked about this, so much has happened. You know, one thing I did hear that was really disheartening a few days ago is that Taylor died in Colombia. Taylor Hawkins died. The
Oh
drummer.
yeah, I saw
That
that
blows
from.
my mind, dude. You know,
Yeah.
I love that group, man. I've always thought Dave Grohl was a little bit ahead of his time, even though he's
Oh,
a
the Foo Fighters
metal.
are amazing.
Yeah, dude, and I love them. I've seen them like twice, and that drummer always seems really cool. And now every time I hear that song, because whenever you see them in concert, they do "Hero" differently. They do like an acoustic version, and they go into the heavy part of it. And then the drummer does most of the singing in the second half. And now I'm never gonna hear that song. I just thought that was such a bummer, man. And
Yeah.
come to find out, they found a bunch of pain meds in his system. So it was probably an overdose. That's horrible.
Yeah.
What a
No.
shitty week, man.
Yeah. No.
Been a
I
bad
finally.
week.
I had. Speaking of which, and this is how I'll wrap it up, because we're gonna jump over to Max after this. A couple minutes, and Max is there, so he should be starting the show on time today.
Yeah,
And
I
then
caught his video. I haven't really watched anybody stream. I've been so
dude,
sick, man.
when
I
you're
haven't.
sick, you're sick, dude. You don't have to watch us, man. It's all good, man. Sometimes it's a distraction, from
And
being
you know what
sick.
always comes with sickness for some reason? Well, not depression. You don't want to turn
Yeah,
the lights on. You don't want to watch TV. I mean,
you don't even want to get out of bed. You're just like, nah.
you just
I
hit
just-
something that you know is going to play on repeat, like South Park or Family Guy or something. You can just ambient noise in the background. But they kept wanting me to go to the hospital and shit and get looked at. So I don't know. But I wasn't gonna miss jumping in here for a few minutes, man. I mean, but like this already, I can already tell. Like this little bit right here already ate up all my energy that I had. Just
uh,
just talking a little bit just now ate up all my energy.
you
So
can
I'll
kind of hear it
probably
in my
just
voice. I've been congested all week, so I was kind of surprised being able to talk as much as I have been, because I haven't said a word all day until I jumped on stream. I was like, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't sound too bad. But no, this week has kind of been the same for me. I got to say goodbye to some of the best people I've ever worked with
Oh
in
yeah, I did see
a
you
food
messaging
setting.
about that.
Um,
Yeah.
no, it was. I never thought, like, I've always been a sandwich guy, like, and I'm weird. Like, I've always wanted to work at a sandwich place, but never did I think that, like, it would ever happen to me again, like, or to where I would enjoy the people I work with so much that I don't want to leave them. Like,
Oh,
I
I'm like that. I'm
I
extremely standoffish because I get attached too easy to
yeah,
people,
and it's
and
like, oh
it
man.
sucks.
Well, the thing is like, when you go through the adversity of being short staffed, or like going through, I don't want to use the word trauma, but for lack of a better word, of going through a rush with like nobody, you build up a camaraderie, especially if you keep doing it and you go back the next day and you do it again and again and again and again, and you get to know these people. They become part of your life, part of your family. I mean, hell, when I worked at Arby's 15 years ago, uh I'm still in touch with some of the people that I worked with there.
So
Like,
you're just done there, or what? Why did you have to say
no, what
goodbye
happened
there?
was is I moved further away out of town, and the practicality, especially with the gas the way it is, of having two vehicles, just out of the window. Um, my brother, my ride works downtown, and where I worked was out in Sparks, which is like another 50, like a 10-minute outshoot of where they
If
had
it
to
costs
drive.
more money to keep the job than it does if you're making from the job, then
Yeah.
it's no
So
longer a necessity.
that's where I had a hard time. But the thing is that the company I work for has another location within a mile of my brother's work. So they were nice enough to let me transfer over there, do the same thing I was doing, same hours. So, I mean, it should be great. I should be downtown in Reno now. So if you're ever in that area, come by to Jersey Mike's and say
I'm
hello,
probably
stop
gonna
by.
come through there because I think I'm gonna do this San Francisco thing.
Oh, I'm doing the San Francisco thing. That's going down.
We were joking about it, and then it just kind of, an idea gets
It'd
in your
be a
head, then it starts to
blast.
resonate, and then it becomes like, fuck it, I'm doing this.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
why
what
I was like,
happened with me. It started as a joke, and now I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind, running up and like, scaring the shit out of Saggy.
yeah.
Or
No,
not
I think
knowing
it'd be
who it
fun.
is.
I would love to meet everybody in person, like everybody that I've streamed with, anybody that's in the chat. Like honestly, we're all friends. I think we hang out with each other more than we watch most TV.
I
think
spend more time with you guys than my real life friends anymore.
yeah, I do spend quite a bit of time with you guys than I do with people in real life. So to meet you guys, that would be amazing. So anyways, like I said, we're gonna head on over to Max. I have a little clip we can get out. So whenever somebody asks for their steak well done,
What if somebody wants theirs well done?
We ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
bye everyone.
Did I hear?